So far this week, I've sold $50,000 on Amazon. But if you know anything about e-commerce, you know that revenue is a far shot from profit. And while most people on the internet talking about different side hustles are always just flashing revenue, saying they made that, in this video, I'm going to peel back the curtain and show you exactly how much profit is actually generated from a decently successful week selling on Amazon. So let's actually just start by going ahead and opening up my profit dashboard, which I track on Boxem. This is where I can see everything that's selling in my business, how much profit is coming in. And you can see here in the past 7 days, we've done just shy of $49,000. Hopefully you don't mind the clickbait if you care about that last $1,000, whatever. But like we just said, sales are not profit. So let's break down where all this money goes. And I'm also going to show you guys how to replicate this exact thing for yourself. I'm going to show you how to find products that sell this well on Amazon so that you can go and replicate this for yourself. Because at the end of the day, selling on Amazon took me from having no job and $1,500 to my name to being able to do about $2 million or more every year on Amazon. And I would love if that $2 million was profit, but it's not. And here's where some of that money starts to go, right? So I'm just going to expand this card on Boxem that shows me where all this different money is going, right? So to make all these sales, I sold just shy of 1,000 units on Amazon. So I guess this last week that puts me around about a $50 average selling price. I didn't spend any money on promotions. I didn't spend any money on ads. The way I sell on Amazon is just by leveraging existing demand. I also didn't spend any money on shipping directly because I ship all of my products off to Amazon FBA all at once. And that number is included in my Amazon fees for shipping off to Amazon. And then so far this week, no one has asked for a refund on anything I sent. So these numbers might go down a little bit, but that's why it's so important to me that I'm always making sure my gross margins and all of these kind of higher level numbers are nice and profitable, right? So this is where we get into some real numbers. So to sell 48,000 bucks, I paid Amazon around $15,000 in Amazon fees. These Amazon fees are everything from the price of shipping products into Amazon's warehouse. That's what I pay Amazon to ship the products to the customers for me. It's what I pay Amazon to find customers for me, to manage customer service, all that good stuff. We'll look a little bit closer into the fees when I start showing you guys specific products that I like to sell on Amazon. But from a top line level, I paid about $15,000 to Amazon, which is right on par with what I see for a lot of Amazon sellers. Most sellers will pay about 30% of their top line revenue to Amazon in Amazon fees. That number is a lot lower if you do Amazon FBM, which is shipping straight from you or your warehouse directly to customers. But then obviously you would have shipping costs that I don't incur because I just let Amazon take care of most of the work for me. I also ended up spending about $25,000 on the products that ended up selling for about $50,000 on Amazon. Once again, that's a pretty typical ratio that you'll see for this specific business model that I'm going to be breaking down, where most of the items that I buy are about 50% dedicated to just recovering the cost of goods. Another 30% goes to covering Amazon fees. So hopefully you can fill in the blanks at that point, and that typically leaves roughly the last 20% in gross profit, still not net profit. I'm going to talk about some other costs that went into this as well. But for me, I know I have a healthy business as long as my gross profit margin ideally is higher than 18 or so percent. 19% is pretty solid. I'm a lot happier when it's above 20%, but this is just kind of the past week here, just choosing kind of a random week. So given that it's just a random week, I will take 19.4% in margin here. And then just for the other numbers, that means for every dollar that I spend on inventory, I will sell that and get about $1.38 back, which I can then use to keep growing that money, invest in stocks, whatever you want to do with it, right? So those are just the costs that I incur from Amazon and the products themselves. For me personally, the way I like to sell on Amazon involves me not doing any of the sourcing. So I didn't even mention this so far, but every single one of those products that did sell for that 20-ish% profit margin, I didn't source any of them myself. I have never seen them. Some of them I don't know what they are. And it's because I hired and trained a team to run this entire business for me using the exact same principles I'm going to be showing you when we start sourcing some items together. Now, obviously, hiring people to do work for you involves paying people, and that breaks down into two major buckets for me. So the first bucket that I leverage is one that you might even think about right now. I pay a prep center, which is basically a third-party logistics company. I actually ship every single thing that we purchase off to this prep center. They log into Boxem for me and start creating those shipments, entering how much I paid for inventory, all that good stuff. And the reason why I popped this back open is because to sell this much on Amazon, we had to sell about just shy of 1,000 units. And for me, that's going to break down to a little bit over $1 per unit that I personally end up paying to get these items shipped off to Amazon. If you don't want to ship products to a prep center and you don't mind doing the work of putting everything in boxes and shipping them off, that would be a cost that you save. But for me to ship those, let's call it 1,000 units, that's going to cost me about $1,200 so that I don't have to touch any of the products. I just pay other people to ship this inventory for me. And then that second place that money goes to pay people to help run my store for me is my virtual assistant team. So I have hired and trained virtual assistants in the Philippines to find products, to buy products, to review them, to make sure sure the store is running smooth, to get us ungated on things, basically just run the entire process for me. And the salaries for that team total up to about $5,500 per month. Plus, when the team does super well, we'll usually pay out some bonuses. That's always usually profit shared. So if I pay out a big bonus, it just means that they made me a bunch of profit. I want to make sure they win when I am winning as well. But the overall labor costs for that week, we can just go ahead and round up to $1,500 that I will have paid. And that is going to be for the management side, the sourcing side, and then that other $1,200 goes towards the shipping side of the business, so that I don't actually have to find the products, ship the products, touch the products. I want to run this as a legitimate business. If you're someone who wants to work super hard and have super high margins, you can skip all that, but that's how I like to run my store. Getting into some of the smaller expenses, supplies are very cheap because I use a prep center. I pay the prep center to do all the boxing, the tape, all that kind of stuff. That comes out of their bottom line. I also use software to help run my business. These are Boxem, SellerAmp, Keepa, and then I also use some fancier softwares that are definitely overkill if you're just getting started, things that help me monitor different pages to see when things coming back in stock. We've also been using a product sourcing tool called Source, and all of those software together, we can just go ahead and round up to another $500 per month in software. So all in, that works out to about $2,800 in extra costs that I use to make the business take less time, be more automatable, which then leaves me with about $6,500 to $7,000 in net profit from 1 week of selling on Amazon. And then the only other way that number would change is as returns start to come in. If we get things that we can't resell back on Amazon, we're going to start to incur some costs from like damaged inventory, things that we can sell on eBay. That's where we get into like the liquidation process. But that's why it's so important to make sure that your actual net margins have plenty of wiggle room for extra costs that can sneak in when it comes to selling on Amazon. And with that established, what products do I sell on Amazon? I'm going to show you that too, and I'll show you how I find them. So you can go replicate all this stuff. You know what you're getting into, you know what profit's actually going to look like. And here's exactly how I like sourcing products after I've sold around $8 million in lifetime sales on Amazon. So I just look for stuff like this. Name brand products that I can go to websites like JCPenney, right? And these shorts are on sale today for 26 bucks. I go onto Amazon and I check the exact same listing. And in this case, buying these shorts for 26 bucks, right now they sell for $65 on Amazon. They sell pretty well as well, which leaves me with a very solid profit per unit selling this particular product. And as I mentioned, as we were looking through the P&L, you don't actually need to buy any ads to do this. People are already searching for these products. These are already coming in organic search results. We just have to make sure that we are selling products that are reseller friendly on Amazon. That's just going to mean products that are not being sold by the brand, products that are not always being sold only by Amazon. And just so you know how to find those as well, let me show you the easy way, which is going to start by hopping back into Boxem, and we're going to go to the bulk ungate tool on Boxem. Because the big roadblock for a lot of people as they get into selling on Amazon is the fact that if you want to sell these name brands, a lot of them will require you to submit invoices to Amazon. Some of them are even hard restricted. But if we go into this tool, this is going to automate the process of figuring out what you can sell on Amazon, right? If I just click the default button in the bottom left, it's going to apply for all these brands in my Amazon account in real time, and then report the ones that, number one, are ungated. These are brands that Boxem got you approved to sell for free. You're also going to see gated brands. So if I want to sell Dolcetto here in this case, all I would have to do is buy this brand from a legitimate retailer and submit my invoice to Amazon. I can sell this item. It would just typically take me a few days, maybe a couple weeks for that Amazon invoice review process. And then there's also restricted products. These are brands that I can't sell. And for the most part, that's going to mean you probably can't sell those brands either, because as you sell more and more products on Amazon, you will see more and more auto ungated brands. So the first time you run this list on Boxem, you'll probably get 50 to 100 brands auto ungated. And that's actually how I found this brand. This was a brand that we hadn't really looked too much into before I started running these auto ungate scans. You can see on my Boxem account, we've actually scanned 55,000 different products to see all the different things that we're able to get approved to sell for free. And that just kind of shortens the process of going from sourcing something to actually making the sale. And I don't just want you to know what you can sell. I want you to know how to actually find these items as well, right? So like I mentioned, I found that brand because it was popping up in one of these search results, right? You can see this like Hager brand here. I hadn't really come across it too much before. So what I did is I go over to SellerAmp. This is the software that you'll need to use for product research. Boxem is what you'll use for making shipments, tracking profit, analytics, restocking items, getting ungated, all that kind of stuff, right? The 1-2 punch for your Amazon business. And what I can use SellerAmp for is on this advanced search page, I can go ahead and plug in this brand that I just got approved to sell for free on Boxem. And now I can go ahead and run this filter. All I did is I used the default good deal search on SellerAmp, because what this is going to do is it's going to show me all the products in a particular brand that meet whatever filters I want. So in this case, I have filtered it down to items that sell well. They have a good sales rank on average. The closer the sales rank is to 1, the faster it sells. I've also filtered out things that are super heavy. That's just a personal preference. And then I also filter out things that Amazon is selling half the time or more more. I don't want to try to sell on listings where Amazon sells 100% of the time. You're just not going to have a lot of success. So you can see like in this brand, there's actually almost 5,000 products that meet all of those criteria. Now, obviously we can make this easier than scrolling through 5,000 products. So let me go ahead and show you like some of the things that I like to do personally. So one of the easy things is I want to go ahead and see only the listings where there's already maybe a couple resellers on it. I'm not only going to be looking at listings where there's already a couple people on it. Obviously I want to sell things with no competition, but doing it this way is going to be more likely to show me things where the profit might be a little bit more like jumping off the page, right? So I can also see, yeah, I have less results to work with here as well. So now I have 155 products that sell well. There's other resellers on it already. All these kind of factors that I want to look for in a product. And now I just need to scroll through until I find something that I think has a reasonable max cost, this being the maximum price I can pay for this item for me to actually make a profit. And let's see what we're working with here. Like these, for example, let's just see the first thing. So initially Googling it, I see the brand themselves sell these maybe for 45 bucks. And then I also noticed on SellerAmp, one of those other softwares that I mentioned that I like using is called Source. And you'll see it's able to help me kind of see what that item might sell for from a different source there. So let's just actually check. These are 50 bucks from the brand. I know they were popping up at 45 on Google. So there must be some kind of like coupon code or something we can use. Let's see. Yeah. So it's like this extra 10 is showing up right there. That's probably what the little Google AI was reading there. We can also check through, like, here's a different pair of shorts, for example, right? We knew that one of those pairs of shorts is profitable because those are like $26-ish today. So we can even just see based on that quick scan, the white right there, white 40s. Okay. So these are like a little bit more expensive than that color. That's interesting. So we can buy these for 30 bucks, but we never stop there when it comes to looking for profit. What you never want to do is assume that you can't save more money. So what I want to do in this case specifically, I know probably where we can make more profit, but if you're watching a newer seller, maybe just go into the Boxem AI and it's going to be able to tell you how to make these things profitable. So I can say, hey, I found a product at JCPenney. It's not quite profitable enough. Can you recommend different ways that I can increase my profit sourcing at JCPenney? And let's see what it has in mind for us. So it's saying, yeah, we can look for buy more to get some percent off. I wasn't seeing that on the listing. Yeah, usually I think that'd be a little bit more. We got flash sale with a coupon. So this is probably with that coupon it's talking about right there. Let's see. It's saying stack sale prices and promos, look for cashback, discounted gift cards. Okay, that's what I kind of had in mind. So it's suggesting that super early there, which is good to hear. I like buying those discounted gift cards from Card Bear. And you can see if I search JCPenney, seems like Card Cookie is 15% off today. So what that means is I can go to Card Cookie, I can spend $85 and they will give me a $100 JCPenney gift card. That's what that discount there means. So let's see, is that discount enough? Minus 15%, and it is. Now the ROI is good, the profit's good, or a profit margin. I would like this to be a little bit higher. Not bad for something that we found by plugging in a brand that we're ungated to sell, scrolling down through a couple items and just looking at what was selling for a little bit more money. I can also see there's different colors on here where it's saying, hey, you can buy this for 31, you can buy this for 28. We know that we are getting those shorts for 25 bucks now after our discounted gift cards. It seems like they've also got suits, other kinds of shorts, all that kind of stuff. Here's another pair of shorts that would be profitable, by the way. We're buying these for 25. Remember, max cost is 28 bucks. It's going to be another profitable item right there. And for a lot of you guys, this might even be an auto ungated brand. So you could even check on that, run that quick report on Boxem and start just plugging in those brands there. And you'll be able to quickly unlock some potential and just things that you can actually sell on Amazon. And then just so you understand how the entire flow works, after I have products, I just check out at JCPenney. For me personally, I use that prep center. So I ship everything off to that prep center. And then they're going to log into my Boxem account for me, right? And all they're going to do is they're going to copy that ASIN for the product I sent them. They're going to make an FBA listing for this product, just like this. We'll fill out the list price. We fill out where we actually bought this item. Let's just go ahead and just for example, list it for 65 bucks. We are buying this for 25.50. You're going to see that's also going to make a custom SKU. So I know where did I buy it. I can also enter in the date that I bought it. So now when I'm looking through my inventory and managing it, I know, oh, I need to restock that at JCPenney. Or, hey, I know, oh, it's December. I bought this in June. It's time for me to sell out, right? Just embedding that information in the SKU. So it makes it easier to manage my inventory. And then when these listings are created, we can go ahead and ship all these products off to Amazon FBA. I'll leave a video linked very soon if you want to see how that FBA shipment process works. But now you have a full transparent look into what it looks like to sell 50,000 bucks in 1 week on Amazon. I'm very curious on your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this and if your expectations versus the reality of selling on Amazon was any different after seeing all this information. If you want to learn how to start a side hustle that actually works like selling on Amazon, there's a link down below for a completely free Amazon course, as well as all the softwares that you'll need for selling on Amazon. And then if you want to see that last step in full detail where we actually get these items listed, shipped off to Amazon so you can get back to selling more stuff on Amazon, click this video right here.